Now let's talk about the Steelers and the Dolphins, a big game for Sunday Night Football. And I'm not just saying that because NBC pays me. This is a game that has playoff implications. The Steelers beating the Buccaneers, what a coup that was for Sunday Night Football, to have the Steelers riding in on a high note. The Dolphins getting Tua Tagovailoa back. We talked during PFT Live just about all the issues relating to Tua and coming back from one, if not two, concussions. Chris, when it's time to line up and play, what happens as the Steelers and the Dolphins get together on Sunday Night Football?
Yeah, the Steelers are always crazy. I favor the Dolphins. The Dolphins are the better, more talented football team. I think that the Steelers are going to have a hard time stopping the Dolphins' offense. I imagine it posing some problems for them. Again, Tua was playing pretty good football before he got hurt. He made some throws in that game against Cincinnati before he was hurt where I went, whoa, I mean, the guy's balling tonight. I don't know if he's going to regain that form right away, but I expect the play at the quarterback position to be better than it's been the last few weeks without him. That's for sure. And, the Steelers, I don't see this as – I think there's a little too much to worry about. Last week they knew, wait, we can just rush the front four. They can't run on us, and we'll be able to just corral Brady and make him antsy and jittery, which they did. There's too many other things to worry about with not only the run game, the screens, the reverses, all of that. And then I think when you couple on the fact that, the Dolphins – don't really have to worry about a run game playing against the Pittsburgh offense, and now it allows the Josh Boyer and the defense to do crazy things in the pass game and stop that group there. I think the Dolphins will slowly wear down the Steelers in this one. I'm going to go Dolphins 27-17 here.
I was the lone wolf last week for Sunday Night Football, taking the Cowboys over the Eagles, and by doing so, saved everyone from the potential embarrassment of the Cowboys winning and the rest of us looking like idiots. I may be the lone wolf again this week because I am going Steelers.
Of course you are.
I'm back on the pasta and meatballs. Don't bet against the Steelers. They are dangerous. 20-17. By the way, I neglected to mention the Dolphins are 7-point favorites with an over-under of 44.5. I like the Steelers to cover. I like the Steelers to win. There's just something now about the Steelers that I like, and I throw in that Brian Flores factor, the guy who got fired by the Dolphins, and all the stuff that's going on. And Stephen Ross is back from his suspension, and I suspect that they're going to dig deep, and they're going to find a way. And these questions about Tua, and is he going to be different? We know he's going to be back. Is he going to be thinking too much? Is he going to have an easy transition back to football after having maybe 2 concussions 4 days apart? I think that that's just too much. And I think the Steelers are going to come in there, and we saw them go after Tom Brady. I said earlier this week that Cam Hayward told me after the game, Brian Flores told the Steelers defense, don't worry about trying to fool this guy. You're never going to. Just get after him. And they're going to do that to Tua as well. Will he hold up? Will he be thinking too much? Will he be getting rid of the ball too quickly? Will he throw a couple of balls that maybe the Steelers can grab out of the air because he threw it before he was ready to throw? I just think there's too many issues and uncertainties with his Dolphins team. And the Steelers, after beating the Buccaneers, I can see them parlaying that in a win. And it's good that it's not daytime. It's good that they pulled this as a night game. Could you imagine the Steelers out there in their black helmets and black jerseys under conditions like we saw last week when it was 90 degrees on the Miami sideline and 120 on the Minnesota sideline? The Steelers are very lucky this one was picked for a Sunday night game.
Yeah, I hear you there. I mean, the points you make, I hear what you're saying. I do, and I worry about that with Tua too, that he just has a little bit of a, he's a little bit anxious, trying to protect himself, throwing the ball away maybe a hair, earlier than he should, or going down in the pocket, and you go, oh, man, there's a play. Certainly crossed my mind. It did. But I think at the end of the day here, there's just a little too much. And I just with the Steelers, again, just I think having to rely on the pass game, that's just what the Dolphins want. The Dolphins want it to become a passing football game. So that's where I'm going to go with my gut here, my steak and potatoes, and take the Dolphins winning by 10.
By the way, Tyreek Hill on track to set the single-season receiving yardage record, and Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill both in the top 5 in receiving yards this year, even with all the quarterback issues and the revolving door and guys getting thrust into the mix unprepared like Skylar Thompson 2 weeks ago and Teddy Bridgewater this past week. We'll see what Tua and company can do.
Thanks for watching, homies. Hit subscribe to see all my unbuttoned videos. You get to see me, Ahmed Fareed, all the big player breakdowns, game breakdowns, player interviews, and my film analysis. So please subscribe. Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Peace out.